All right. Well, my name is Dave Charbonneau. Welcome to Self-Enterpriser. This is a LISTRIFF challenge episode, and my guest today with me is none other than Joy Leng. Joy, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And so for the viewers who are not familiar with the term self-enterpriser, what a self-enterpriser is a person who discovers what they love to do and then takes the next step and figures out how to get paid to do it. So Joy, tell me a little bit about what you do and how this is an expression of who you are, or how it makes you a self-enterpriser.
Well, I'm an empowerment coach for women. I focus on authenticity, self-compassion, and strength building. Before this, I've done many other stuff, but I guess the highlight would be starting a pole dancing studio in Singapore. But I was teaching women as well, so it was teaching women empowerment through dance, and I was very enriched by it. But because I also has been very interested in psychology, so it came to a point when I was wondering, hey, what if I can empower women beyond the physical part, using dance and body? And so that kind of got me started in a new path, but my goal is still the same, women empowerment. And then I went to get my degree in psychology, and then I was like kind of connecting all the dots of where I've been and where I want to go. And then the answer came to me was like life coach. So here I am.
Did you go into dance with that in mind, with the empowerment in mind, or did you kind of find it when you were
No.
there?
Yes, it was in the midst of doing it that I experienced the power of uh, dance being a very powerful tool to empower women. So I started it purely from the love of dancing, because as a dancer, as most dancer would, my dream was to start a dance studio at some point. So I was just following that natural path of progression. And then I didn't want to have a dance studio that provide all kinds of genre of dancing. I wanted a niche. I wanted to specialize. And then I did research, and then I came across pole dancing, exotic dancing, which was unheard of in Asia at that time. And I was very hooked by it. I was like, wow, it was very powerful, because as someone who's trained in a different kind of dance genre, I know that the name of the game has always been, you must conform to the dance. Like ballet has a certain style. You need to be on point. Hip hop, you need to be a certain way. You need to do the they have their own signature movement and expectations. But then I realized that exotic dancing was the opposite. You can give general guideline that this is how you do it, and so on and so forth. But then that the woman translate the dance, the woman becomes the dance. Whatever she do, so long as she follows the guideline, will never be wrong. So I love that. I found that very empowering for the women, right? You don't need to have a hard time. Oh, I can't do that, because you just can't go wrong. And then so it was my experience of dance in a very different way. It opened a new paradigm for me, and then I saw women being transformed. My most significant memory of this young lady, she came to me. She just broke up from her first boyfriend. 10 years of relationship, broke up. He broke her heart, because he not only broke up with her and told her that actually all this time I was in love with your best friend. So like, whoa, that's like
Nice.
really hard stuff. So she came to me, a broken woman, and then
Yeah.
there was a private pole dancing arrangement. And then I slowly realized that every week when I opened the door, the woman that was in front of me was someone slightly different. And I was quite amazed by the whole journey. So by towards the end of our arrangement, I opened the door, she would just joy, and then she would just hug me. So it was a different energy, and even I was like, whoa, like what happened to that lady who, and this one, and it was just pole dancing. So even I was humbled by the whole experience, and I think this was a definitive moment that got me hooked on making women feel good. And
Right.
while dance is a very powerful way, movement is a way to get you can't move and be depressed at the same time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, there's no depressed person dancing, so to speak. But I got so hooked by this ability, like to be able to give people, that kind of hope, that kind of joy was very addictive to me. It went beyond dance at some point. It went beyond me, the dancer. It went to like,
Okay.
oh no, it's me, fill in the blank. I didn't know what it was at that point, but just me, fill in the blank, wants to do this. So it became, life coach.
Now, are you still doing dancing and coaching? Focusing?
Yes, my coaching is a body, mind, spirit philosophy. It's holistic, so I will use movement as much as I can. It's a bit challenging for some women because they come with the concept, I can dance, but it's not about dancing. It's about moving your body, and whatever that we discuss, kind of like allowing your body to sink in what we just discussed. You might mentally agree with me, and you might mentally shift, and you might mentally say, okay, I'll do all of these things. But if the body is, you've been moving like that all your life, right? And then you just make all this decision. But if the body don't get it, then there's no alignment, right? It doesn't make sense. Mentally you understand, but the body don't understand. So I feel that, you know, we need to connect. My coaching is such that I'm creative. I just play. To me, it's like, come, let's play. So my coaching is a bit unorthodox.
No, it sounds great. Oh, how do people get a hold of you and learn more about you? Do you have a website?
I have a website, joyleng.com, joyleng.com. You can also find me on Twitter, Joyleng, same Joyleng.
Well, great. We're going to play a little game.
Okay,
And
let's play.
we're going to take a challenge. I take on a challenge. And that's the wrong, looking at my show notes, that's the exit. All right, thanks for being here, everyone. Wrong notes.
No, I'm not done yet.
All right, I have here the rules of the game. Here's how it works.
Okay.
I have a list of real challenges found from real people on the internet. My guest and I will each write down 10 ideas for solutions to these challenges. And once we reach 10, we'll hit enter into our conference chat. Finally, once both of our lists are posted, your list of 10, my list of 10, we'll discuss the ideas we've come up with.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, silly ideas and bad ideas are encouraged. I think this frees the mind, and it might help us get to 10 ideas.
Fantastic, Dave. You're a genius. I love that part.
All right. Well, hey, let's do a preliminary round, shall we?
Okay.
And let's got a question here that I think will fit right in line with your coaching and what you do. Although this is maybe helping somebody do a little self-coaching if they're not able to get in touch with you right away. 5 questions a person can ask themselves to have more clarity in a project or challenge or issue.
Okay, so do I type?
I'm going to repeat the question.
Okay.
I'll get a head start. You're going to blow me away anyway because this is your field. But 5 questions. By the way, it's not a race unless I finish first. Okay? So
that's not fair.
5 questions a person can ask themselves to have more clarity in a project or challenge.
Okay.
All right, so go. All right, well, let's take a look at our answers here. So you said, what have you done in the past? I want to make sure I read all of your here because you're kind of the expert in this field, and anything that is useful in mine, we'll cover those as well. What have you done in the past that has solved a similar challenge? Okay. If you were the answer,
if you knew the answer.
or if you knew the answer. Oh, I love that question. I like that a lot. Explain what you mean by that.
I think we are wiser than we think. At the basis of the question is making that important assumption that you have everything within you already. You have the answer. Even if you don't have the answer, you have resources that will get you to where you want. That is the basis of the question, and I think that's a powerful starting point for someone who feels like I don't know what to do, and feeling flustered and in a negative space, to ask them question from a positive point of view. That is the heart, the foundation. So I think this is one of the best questions to ask from that space of knowing, right? Rather than I have no clue, because you always have a clue. If you want something, it's not an accident. You want something, that means you have access to it. You just need to know how to assess.
Sure. Okay. Let's see. What can you do to gain more clarity? Who do you know that's done something similar successfully? Okay, because we've all kind of gone through similar things, and most people are willing to help. I think you.
Exactly. I love what you're saying, Dave, because sometimes it's like all you need to do is ask.
Right.
Ask, right? Ask and it shall be given. If you don't open your mouth, how would I know what you want? How would I know that you're looking for someone like me to help? Most people love to help because it makes me feel good to help you, right?
Right.
I gain too when I help you. So don't be afraid to ask, what's the worst thing that can happen? Okay, she reject me. So what? Did you lose anything? Nothing, right? Everything's still the same. You didn't lose anything, but when you ask, you have everything to gain.
Right. And it could be as easy as a Facebook question, even on some stuff that's rather personal. Although I wouldn't put personal stuff on there, with relationship wise with my wife or something like that. But if your heart's hurting, it's okay to go out there and put it out, and just see what comes back to you, depending on the group that you're in.
But of course, ask in the right channel. I mean, I'm not asking you to blast it out to the world. Ask to the right people who you think will be able to help you get the answer or the support that you need, and make sure that you feel safe doing that too. It's important because you're really not feeling good. The last thing you want to do is to put yourself out there and feel worse.
All right. Let's see. What resources are available in your immediate environment that can help you move closer to clarity? And I'm going to let that one sit because we're running a little short on time, and we got to get to the other challenge, the challenge that comes from a question on the internet. I think this next question, I got to find it here, is actually something you and I talked about when we were emailing back and forth as far as the schedule for the show. So where is it here? There it is. All right, I'm not going to look at it too much because I don't want to get a head start on my ideas. But
I'm watching you, Dave.
I know. I'm looking at my papers. I'm not looking at the computer screen. Okay, so here's the question. How do you ensure you're still having fun in your business? How do you ensure, because everybody has, do what you love. And we talk about that a lot at Self-Enterpriser too. But first of all, there's some parts of business that just stink. Maybe repetitive tasks, things like that. Or maybe we're putting in it's just not fun anymore. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to influence the answers, but maybe it's just not fun anymore. How do we make sure that our business is fun or stays fun or becomes fun once again? So now we're looking for 10 answers.
Okay.
You can take your time because we'll cut out we'll do a little editing magic.
Okay.
But we'll try to get through 1 through 10 and see what we come up with.
All right.
All right.
Okay, let's go. All right, 9. Ta-da!
Sweet. All right.
I'm sorry about the major paragraph. As you see, I can't do the shift enter thing, so I give it to you one powerful chunk.
No problem at all. So here's what we shall do. I want you to look over my 10 and I'll look over yours.
Okay.
And just pick 2 or 3 that might stand out to you.
From your list, I picked 3.
Pick 2 or 3 from my list. I'll pick 2 or 3 that stand out to me from your list, and those are the things that we discuss. And then we'll put all of them for the viewers to see when we publish the video. But,
okay.
All right. So I liked number 2, making your way of delivery fun and not always so serious.
Yeah. Can I talk about this one? I'm dying to talk about this one.
Yeah.
So when I first started, I was doing that actually, like guilty. I was doing the so serious, right? Because when I first started, it took me a lot of courage, frankly, to do life coaching because in Singapore, it's a sunrise industry. So most people will be like, they give you the duh expression when you say I'm a life coach. It's like, what's that, right? So I don't have role models, so to speak. I'm no one to have a conversation. It was like a new uncharted path. I have to start from nothing. I have to create the path. So then in my mind, I'm thinking, it's coaching, right? So I guess it has to be serious because while we're talking to people about their problems and their life goals and dreams, sounds very serious to me. So one was I had this concept. Two, I was frankly generally always been a very serious person because I'm a Virgo, I'm a perfectionist. So it's like, no, focus, focus, focus. And I'm like my fundraising team will tell you that, I'm like this. I was a bit upset, frankly, in the first when she said this. She was like, Joy is like an army general, she's like holding the flag, in a Chinese warrior warlord style. So go, go, go. Right? So I was like, holy cow, that's not me, but apparently, it is me. So that really got me thinking, and that got me thinking about my life. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I am a bit too serious, and that can be quite frightening for people because I have a lot of energy, as you realize by now.
Right.
And I realized I need to shift. And I was also giving myself a hard time because of that. So I made that, I did that inner work. I try to be more chilled out. I try to joke, even if I'm serious about something, I try to joke about it. So I completely shift my style. I was like working on myself. So like the me that you're seeing right now is not so natural, so to speak. I had to work to kind of be who I am right now, where I have more fun, and other people have more fun, less pressure being with me. So that's when my coaching also shift from the also serious to like being playful, because I changed myself. I didn't kind of like, okay, when I'm coaching, I'm different. I didn't do that. Basically, this is who I am, and I'm bringing this slightly more chilled out coach into the into the coaching space. And who says making goals and setting goals have to be also serious? It's not true. Furthest from the truth. Play. We need to play.
Right. Which brings to mind, now having fun for me might be different than having fun for you or for someone else. If somebody is very much an introvert, fun can be creating the business. Fun can be creating a system. My wife loves systems, and if they're in place, there's a certain joy that happens when that system is in place. And so I don't think an introvert has to, or a creative person that finds happiness and fun in different ways needs to be a different person in order to have fun. But in your case, you said, I want to be more outgoing. I want to be more bubbly or whatever it might be. All right. Okay, you want to do one of mine?
Okay, so this in order of sequence. So yes, I love tan because I'm thinking of having green hair.
Okay, so get a wildly different hairstyle.
So the next time I'm on your talk show, I'll come green hair.
There you go.
Yo, what's up?
All right. And the fun way of delivery is I like how you just invited yourself again over to my talk show. So that's,
Yeah, I'm slimy like that,
Yes, yeah. Now who needs to be watching whom? All right. So the next one here is number 6, connecting with clients on a soul basis, not simply treating them as a statistic.
Yeah, I think perhaps sometimes we're guilty of that. Clients are just a number game. The number of clients I have this month, or is the graph going down? But hey, the one in front of you is a human being. They come to you for a very specific reason. They have hopes, they have dreams, they have fears that they want to dissolve, and that's why they're here. They're not a number. So I think when I have that always at the back of my head, then it becomes fun, right? I mean, numbers, but frankly, I'm not a number person. Number bores me. I'm like total disconnect. But when you see it's a person in front of you, then it becomes fun, right? I mean, human connection. What's not fun about that?
And numbers, if you are into numbers can be like, I have some goals with this program. I said, first of all, let me do 10 episodes before I think about changing anything else. And yet, every one of those, like you said, is a person. I'm talking to Joy right now, and we're having a good time, and we're exploring ideas. And so you can really have both. You set your numbers goals, but yeah, it's more fun focusing on people. I think.
Well, Dave, I completely agree with you. That part of business is still a must. That's your planning part, right? So you still need to set your goals, right? I mean, I'm a coach. I know all about goals, right? You still need to set your goal. Okay, so I want to have 10 guests this month or whatever it is, right? So that's your goal. But once you have that planning, you have that at the back of your head, then every guest that is in front of you is, in front of you, a human being, right? So that's where you do the real connection, and the reality is, if that's what you always do all the time, having that real connection, you don't have to worry about the stats, because people will want to be on your show, because everyone that comes on your show have rave reviews, right? Hey, you need to check out this show, he's awesome. And then you might even get people emailing you, hey, I heard about your show, I heard that you're awesome, can I be on your show? See, that helps your stats.
Sure.
You see what I mean? It's always connection first.
And you help your stats, yeah,
so you win-win.
Right. So let me, is it my turn or your turn? No, it's your turn.
Okay, it's my turn. So 6 is start fresh. Is there a perspective you've been missing? That's beautiful, Dave. Like, you should be a coach. You're natural at this. I love the word fresh. I mean, who does it, right? Start fresh. And there's a lot of associations with that word. It was short and simple. You were to the point, start fresh. I mean, fresh definitely has to be associated with fun. It's no fun eating stale food, isn't it? Everybody wants to eat fresh, so it gives you that feeling, right? And that's what and that's associated with fun as well. So I love what you're saying, start fresh. Is there a perspective you've been missing? I really like that. I think that could be a powerful question that can give someone a new insight.
Sure. I think it goes well with some of my other answers, but such as rethink your minimum viable product, or what's your most basic value. Can you take that and do something else with it that reinvigorates? So they kind of go hand in hand. Simplify, same thing.
So in my question 6 is a macro question. You're asking someone to stand and have that helicopter view, right? And say, okay, so let's start fresh. Is there a perspective you've been missing? So this person is looking down, looking at the rest of the world, because I've always been staring at this part. Oh, okay, because of the question you're asking me. Now I am going to extend my horizon and look across and see what new perspective I can have, right? Then you macro it down, you funnel it down. That's where questions like number 5 comes into play. So you're right, they're all related. It's same.
Sometimes we think we're doing what we think we're supposed to be doing. We do what we see other people doing. My wife has a relationship with a person who was just trying to get everything online, because that's what we're supposed to do, is do everything online. When she really looked inside, she realized, I love speaking at live events. Most people don't, but she happened to love speaking at live events. How do I take the skill and just make that little change and do what she loves doing, and meet people, afterward and face to face, and she just really enjoys that. So, all right, we got to move forward here.
Okay.
Last one on your list is last one that I chose here. Finding out what is fun for my client, so she can have fun. I might learn new ways of having fun. So that's, again, coming back to the personal connection. And if we're worrying about our stats, I love how these are mostly can be interrelated or integrated. If you're worried about stats, you're not going to be learning really about your client. But when you really learn about your client, you and I have or whomever is in front of you, as you put it, we might learn a new way of having fun. For instance, next week you might find me on the show doing some pole dancing. Okay, that's not going to happen. I would not be that cool.
I heard you. I heard you.
So we can learn from other people of, what do they do for fun? They go hiking on the weekends. I always told myself I would do that. I think I'm going to take my family or go by myself and go hiking. So yeah. Absolutely.
So what's fun for me, my version of fun might not be your version of fun. Just like my kind of what brings me joy might not be what's bringing joy. So it goes back to what we actually talked about earlier. So I can't take for granted that, okay, even though movement is a powerful way, and I love incorporating it into coaching, I love that I bring my past successes into the coaching space as well. But I don't, I don't push it. I said like, oh, this is my sequence and this is it. If you come to me for coaching, that's the way it is, whether you like it or not. It cannot be like that. It just say, this is what I generally offer, but if you're really uncomfortable, we can talk it through. But if you don't like it, then tell me what will be fun for you. Is it drawing? Is it colors? Shall we do drawing on mandala while we meditate on your intention? Or is it that you like singing and you feel that you never really have a chance to express? You like singing, but in your daily life is so busy you can't sing. What can we do so we can find an inspirational song for you that is related to your goal and you can relate to it, and then we can do that at the end of the coaching. So you see, it's fun. You have to play.
Okay, so the last one that you wanted to mention of mine
is number 8, go to a weekend seminar.
Now this is interesting that I say this, because so much of my writing, so much of my advice is, one of the reasons we do LISTRIFF is so people can realize that they have answers within themselves. And if they don't have them within themselves, they can find them within their peers. And you can really find them anywhere. You can find somebody that really doesn't know business at all and sit down and do a LISTRIFF. We do that in our community, by the way. If you want to find a LISTRIFF partner, or several LISTRIFF partners, you can end up with, have 10 people on a project, you have 100 ideas. Questions that we have, we can find the answers around us and within us. So for me to say, go to a weekend seminar, I don't say that often, but it's an experience. It opens up your mind. And you meet people, and then you're telling people about what you do because they're asking. And I think it can just give the mind a good break. So,
can I share a story? I think you're going to like that.
If it's brief, because we're out of time. My family's actually back in my home studio here, so they're.
Oh, okay. Sure. It's basically to validate your points. I was in Seoul recently, as you're aware, doing the choice theory seminar. So I've been out of touch with people in that circuit for a while. So being there was very invigorating for me. You're immersed with everyone else who believe and using the same philosophy as you, and seeing how they apply it to we're still doing very different things fundamentally. Then I saw quite a number of nuns, and I was taken aback. I never knew that nuns was applying choice theory in Korea for their work. So that was a shocker for me, and that really expanded my horizon and give me added motivation with what I do. And then I learned from one of the nuns that I spoke to that she's been using choice theory since 1995, and she's the principal of a kindergarten. That's what I got from a seminar. If I stayed at home, I wouldn't have all this shocking revelation and very powerful energy that, now even talking about it flows through me. So I think seminar can be, really eye-opener.
I think it can. Well, hey, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to welcome you to the show. Now, we did that already. I'd like to thank you for being here. It's been a great conversation. We went way over time. But we'll either edit it or we'll just let it run. What the heck? It's my show. I can do whatever I want.
Exactly.
So now tell me again how people can meet up with you. It's joyleng.com. Is that right?
Yes. So my website is joyleng.com. Please go check it out. You can find me on Twitter also at joyleng. I would love to interact with whoever wants to talk to me.
Great. Okay. And people can also meet you inside the Self-Enterpriser community.
Yes, I'll be there.
Continue this conversation.
For sure.
They can go to our Self-Enterpriser page on Facebook, and they'll be able to see the rest of the ideas that we didn't have time to discuss today.
Awesome.
It's a fun place to be, and look forward to seeing you there. And let's see if I'm missing anything in my notes before I say goodbye. No. So we'll see you next time.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we did it. Thanks
all
for
right,
having me, Dave. I had fun.
Woo, all right. All right. You have a good night or a good day. Have a good day.
I have a good day. You have a good night. Enjoy your dinner.
All right. Thanks, Joy.
Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.